All right, Jason and Rona back here in the JConcepts garage. We're here again with Fred Reap. We're talking about some brand new monster truck products. We got two new body shells. We got the Bigfoot Ranger, and we got the BF Power logo body on the Ford Raptor. And Fred, we'll let you talk here a little bit about the Bigfoot Ranger. You're kind of a student of the game here with this particular truck. Something that was really popular in the old days, one of the trucks on the 48-inch tires. So talk to us a little bit about the Ranger, and you kind of detailed the two bodies here for us. And we got some decals that are gives you two different looks.
Yeah, the Bigfoot Ranger, real classic piece. It was a truck, back in the 80s that you could really relate to because, it was more of the size of your family pickup truck. They had the 48-inch tall tires back on it then. And it was Bob Chandler described it as a super hot rod because, it had the big 571 cubic inch Allen Root Ford Hemi in it. Tons and tons of horsepower and, a great machine. I mean, it was just so overpowered. And, again, when that thing ran, it really put on a show for the crowd.
Bigfoot, can't kill it. Grab the little Ford Ranger here today.
Yeah, I mean, that truck itself was obviously a ground-up build, but they went with the Ranger-style body, at that time, keeping in line with a lot of the Ford releases that were coming out at the time. The original was like that 85 body style, and then later on they went with the late 80s, early 90s body style. But, with the body here, we went ahead and kind of built up two different decal packages to kind of look like those two trucks. Right?
Yeah, and then the original concept was for Marilyn Chandler to drive the Bigfoot truck, and so then it kind of evolved from there. Ford wanted it, the Ford blue color to match all the rest of the trucks, and this is what we came up here. We kind of have the 80s style grill package here on this one, and then we also have the 90s as well. So you get the bang for the buck.
Yeah, I mean, in those days, it was all about keeping up with the latest body style because that's what would sell. That was what was on the market. It was important to update the real trucks along with, how Ford was updating, the body styles as they went along every 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. They'd update the body style on these trucks and boom, they'd react with a different paint scheme or something that sort of kind of brought an attention to it again.
Right. It gave a good marketing concept for Ford to market to their customer. They can see it on the monster truck and they can relate, and sell the actual, Ford Ranger with the STX graphic package just like that. It's something you just go to the dealership and buy.
Yeah, I mean, and we were given here by Bigfoot 4x4 some great footage of the Bigfoot Ranger here as they were kind of pulling it out of the shop and getting it out in front, and they were kind of giving us a lot of detailed views of this truck. But based off of your memory, Fred, you already talked about the big engine in this truck. But talk to us. It had some heavy duty axles. It had 4-link suspension with the airbags. Talked a little bit about kind of walking around the real truck. And then, kind of relating it to our RC truck here.
Yeah, with all that horsepower in that machine, they went with the 5-ton axles, something super heavy to handle all that horsepower. And again, even on that truck, it wasn't just your basic stock Ranger. I mean, it was lengthened here and there just to accommodate that bigger engine that they put in the truck. I think they added, 3 to 4 inches in the hood, and then they actually moved back the firewall another 3 inches. So from what I heard, it went really tight in that driver's compartment, but from Ken Kelling saying that it actually felt pretty comfortable inside because of that real tight feel that it had. But Yeah, an amazing piece, and I think we're going to end up seeing this truck again, come back out and be able to enjoy it again.
Yeah, I mean it's something that we've seen it recently. Last year's Bigfoot Open House, Chris Gibson, owns this particular truck now, and they brought it out there. And when I saw it as a kid, it felt comfy to me, being the size it was.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing it again, in this generation, it still has that feeling. And there's just something right about the way the truck looks with the tire size, and and then kind of going back to the RC. That's kind of the feel of this Traxxas Stampede. We wanted to get it on a truck where the wheelbase looked correct, and where we could use our tires and kind of incorporate a lot of our parts we have here to make a nice looking body for one of the most popular trucks on the market.
Yeah, that's right. And then Bigfoot back in the day, they were always memorized for just having the truck built for the look. So the 66-inch tall trucks, they had the wheel wells cut out just to fit the truck. And, the body was set down just over them. So it kind of looked like it really went to it. And they did the same thing with the Ranger. Really combined the looks with the bigger tires to make it look right.
So as we talked about, we got the two different decal sheets for the 80s model, and then kind of getting into the late 80s, early 90s version of the Bigfoot Ranger. Of course, they're officially licensed. The other thing we did here on our body that you assembled, mm-hmm. we took some of the items that are already available on the market from Traxxas, and we incorporated those, and we put that roll bar and the carburetors on here to give it even a better look.
Right. If you wanted to upgrade your Bigfoot 1 Traxxas Stampede, then you can go ahead and you can actually take those roll cage off, the carburetors off, and then put them really easily on this body.
Yeah, I mean, the body works out. We wanted to size it appropriately so that we could do these types of things, and you could move parts around and make like the combination that you want.
Right. And I actually foresee maybe a class of these coming up. I mean, we're cutting an array of these trucks and the bodies, and with our tires and wheels, it would make a really fun class even for a beginner. I think even a racer like you would even enjoy it, the way they bounce around and get around the track.
Yeah, it's always been a popular truck by Traxxas, the Stampede. I'm not sure if there's ever it's probably one of the best-selling, if not the best-selling RC car that's ever been made, and
yeah.
Now you can get that Bigfoot Ranger body on it. So, kind of moving over here, Fred, we got the BF Power logo body, we call it. This is sort of our fantasy scheme that we created here at JConcepts.
Yeah, this is a concept you came up with, right?
That's right. And the idea starting here was to do something with the BF logo, something that could look good and big and powerful on the side of a truck body, incorporate the racer stripes of the yellow and red into sort of a lightning bolt effect on the sides over the front. And we were trying to combine a lot of different elements of some successful designs that are already out there into sort of our own fantasy of what this truck could look like. And the long-term plan was if this was real and it was a real truck, it would leave the door open for, apparel and stuff like that. You could have, real apparel that had the BF logo and all
right.
these different aspects and different things on it that could produce, more novelties for the real truck. But trying to think in that term of, putting it all together of what could be done if it was actually the real truck.
Right. Yeah. With these types of graphic packages, it's really easy to, reorganize, and, you have the toy, you got the shirt, you got, just a tremendous amount of things that you could do with marketing wise with the BF logo and so on and so forth. But here you even updated the BF, the kind of the graphic to make it a little more modernized on the horizon. But laid out really nice, and it would be really nice to see this in a real truck.
Yeah, what's really nice about this design is we wanted something that if you wanted to go to the blue and white package of colors, then you could do it the way we have it here. You could add the stripes which come with the decals, but then if you wanted to go to an all blue scheme, which we've done, you can go all blue with the the lightning stripes, and then you have an all blue design.
Right.
So it's a little bit versatile. That's kind of what we wanted to do. If you're not the greatest painter like me, then you could go all blue, use the decals, kind of have that that classic look with an all blue truck. If you're a better painter like Fred, you could go You could go blue and white and have the fully detailed one like we have here. And another thing that we included, and obviously a project that you worked on a lot, is we got the flag pole, and then we have the lights on top.
Right, and the mount. That's the most important thing, is how to get the flag mounted to the body, which is really tough to do sometimes. But yeah, all the accessories, that's what we're seeing a lot now. People with the scalers and all that, they want the accessories, and they want it done easy. So we made the light buckets, made them chrome. They're really cool. And then we made a mass array of the covers, the light covers. So now with this one here, we have the Bigfoot Power. It comes with the lights and the light covers, and then you have the flag kit. Real simple. You mark out your holes, you put your mount in, and you're ready to go, basically.
Yeah, and if you don't want to go with that setup, then you can put them on a different truck that you have or a different body you have. But like you mentioned, the mount here for the flag was one of the big things, and we kind of did the under the body mounting setup where we put the mount for the flag underneath the bed.
Right.
Tiny screws go on top. It's kind of a hidden look, and then the flag goes through, kind of like it would look kind of on the real truck.
Right. John Pyatt was really famous for that back in Bigfoot 4 in the early 90s. He put the flag in the bed. He did that for a reason. He didn't like his flag getting all dirty and having to clean it every week. So he decided to relocate that thing up in the bed, and the flag stayed nice.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation with the way we have the mounts, you can move them around, and you can put it wherever you like. You can put it in the John position, or you could go back. We'll call it the Andy Brass position, off the back, and So we got some of the items here in the kit, so you can kind of mount that flag where you like. And then, of course, like we talked about, the chrome plated light buckets. We went with the covers, and we have the bump stops that come with the light covers.
Right. It kind of makes a total package out of the thing where you can actually mix and match, and then you can match your bump stops to your light covers.
Yeah, I mean, we got a big array of colors here too. From the white, we got the blue, we got the black, we got the yellow, and then we got the hot pink.
And the hot pink, yeah, that was a John Pyatt favorite.
So, kind of coming through these two bodies here, recently I was able to make a trip out up to St. Charles, Missouri, where we visited with Rebecca and Darren Schnell. We showed off these two particular bodies to them, and a little of this stuff is a little ahead of Rebecca's time. The Bigfoot Ranger, we talked about that with her, but was able to get out there, watch a car crush, and kind of present the BF Power to some of the Bigfoot crew there at one of the local car crushes, and then kind of get a little bit of a view of them doing their thing with the car crush. Yeah,
those two, Rebecca, she does an awesome job. The crowd and the kids, they really kind of gravitate to her as a driver. A lot of the younger girls, they kind of look up to her as an idol. And, it's a really good positive thing. And, to come out with the RCs sometimes and have them on display, it's amazing to see the crowd reaction when you sit that thing up on the tire, kind of ooh and ah over the truck.
Yeah, I mean, so many times, when we had these trucks sitting up there on the tires, I could hear many people. Obviously, we're right there near St. Louis, and obviously a lot of people very familiar with the Bigfoot trucks, and they would, you could hear them telling their kids, no, this is how Bigfoot looked like when I was a kid, and they were pointing at the Ranger, and
right.
They were very familiar with the all blue truck and those classic lettering.
Right, and then the two famous questions: how much is it, and how fast does it go?
Yeah, we get that a lot at the events, and but you know what? That's the beauty of the Traxxas Stampede. One of the most inexpensive vehicles on the market. You throw it together with the Bigfoot Ranger body, and you got a pretty nice little package there.
Yeah, nice little package, and again, they have all their little aftermarket and hop-up parts for it. So there's a massive way you can decorate it, however way you want it.
All right, well, thanks for joining us with the two new products here. We wanted to get into those a little bit and highlight, of course, the Bigfoot Ranger. We were nice enough to get some great footage of that, and of course. If you like the video, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe to us, and appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.